To other world news now, and there's been more fighting in Sudan, in and around the capital Khartoum. Intense combat has been taking place between the army and the paramilitary rapid support forces in Omdurman. Let's bring in Hiba Morgan, who joins us on the phone from Omdurman. Hiba, there's been heavy fighting close to where you are, and that's why you're joining us down the line. What's been happening?
Well, we can still hear the exchange of gunfire between the paramilitary rapid support forces and the Sudanese army. There's also been several very loud explosions, and there's been several airstrikes launched by the Sudanese army against the positions of the paramilitary rapid support forces here in Omdurman. Now, this has been going on for about 5 hours now. It started around 5 a.m. local time or around 3 a.m. GMT. Heavy gunfire, residents being advised to stay indoors in the corners of their homes because of the heavy gunfire between the two sides, with civilians obviously being caught up in the middle since the start of the fighting. Now, it started around the Central Reserve Police, from what we understand from residents in the area. That's the headquarters of the paramilitary or the militarized unit of the police in the city of Omdurman, which the Rapid Support Forces says it's taken over. But fighting is still ongoing. The army says it was able to capture several vehicles belonging to the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces in the city of Omdurman. But there's also fighting ongoing elsewhere as well. There's fighting happening in the city of Bahri, in the northern part of the capital, heavy artillery being fired and several airstrikes launched as well. So this has been happening for 5 hours now with intense fighting. It happened again. There was fighting just 2 days ago, and residents described that as the worst they've seen. But when we spoke to them again this morning, they said this one is even worse than the one the day before.
And this has all been happening since April, Hiba. Rival military factions seem to be no closer to a resolution.
Yes, indeed. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but we can. That's the sound of the fighting between the paramilitary rapid support forces and the Sudanese army in the city of Omdurman. But when it comes to political solutions, several efforts have been made. The Regional Intergovernmental Authority for Development has launched, or rather established, a four-body committee with heads of presidents from South Sudan, from Kenya, Djibouti, to try to resolve this war between the rapid support forces and the Sudanese army. Now, the army has rejected that. They say that the head of the committee, which is Kenya, is not neutral. The United States and Saudi Arabia facilitated several ceasefires, but they've been repeatedly violated between the rapid support forces and the Sudanese army. So at the moment, with talks between the indirect talks between the paramilitary rapid support forces and the Sudanese army in the city of Jeddah adjourned, there are no diplomatic efforts, or there is nothing that seems to be a solution to this war between the paramilitary rapid support forces and the Sudanese army, and fighting continues in the city of Omdurman and elsewhere around the country as well.
Okay, Hiba, we'll make sure you take care. Hiba Morgan live for us there from Omdurman near Khartoum.